Welcome to the podcast where we're harvesting humor, planting delight. Join us, Iona and Cammy. Let's have some fun. It's time for Fed by Farmers.
Hello and welcome to the Fed by Farmers podcast with me, Cammy Wilson. We have no Iona this week. She is taking a well-deserved break, a long weekend with the family, but we'll be back to normal next week. Apologies we missed a podcast last week. We did have one recorded and ready to go, but the guest wanted to make a couple of changes to it, and I was down at the Royal Welsh, so we didn't get it all sorted. So we've put that one will be in the library to come out at a later time. And this week, though, we have the one and only Mr. Jack Fagan, two-time World Speed Shear champion. Won both the big speed shears down at the Royal Welsh Show this year. He's won the Royal Welsh, he's won Corwin, he has made the final at Lochernhead and won lots of competitions all around the world. He's an absolute machine. What a shearer. And we're going to talk about his life in shearing and the dairy business he has back at home. Really interesting towards the second half of this podcast, hearing about Jack and his family's dairy business they have up and running. It is booming over there in New Zealand. This one was recorded at the Royal Welsh Show, so there's a bit of background noise. We filmed it in the sheep shed because anyone watching YouTube, I think they'll quite enjoy looking down over the shed. You probably see people you know, certainly if you're from Wales, of course, and it's just a little bit of a different backdrop. The mics we're using were the mics I use for vlogging, so they weren't the usual high quality we have, although I think the audio is absolutely fine. And you're going to enjoy this one. He's a clever cookie, Jack, a good talker, and it's a fascinating insight into his life. Thanks as always to Herdwatch and to Crystalyx for sponsoring this podcast. It absolutely could not be happening without them, and we're going to hear more about each of them later in the pod. Now, let's just see, I've no Iona to bounce back off here. Let's just dive straight in. Here's Jack Fagan. And we're joined by Mr. Jack Fagan. Of what part of New Zealand are you from, Jack?
Te Kuiti.
Te Kuiti?
Yep.
Is that North or South Island?
North Island, pretty much the central North Island, an hour south of Hamilton and sort of just northwest of Taupo.
Okay. Is that big sheep country?
We're right on the fringe of good dairy country, so we have a lot of good sheep and beef country for sure.
Okay. And you're, I suppose we dive straight into it and like get a bit about your background, you know, born and raised New Zealander?
Yep, born and raised in Te Kuiti.
And you've come up through the ranks, you've got the name Fagan there, you've grown up with that name Fagan, you up through school. See, I've got to ask you a question for people that don't know. Jack, you'll hear this quite a lot, you're obviously your own man now, but you're David Fagan's son. Was that actually a thing like when you're growing up, or?
Yeah, I think I probably had it my entire life, because when I was going through school, even from when I was 5 years old right to when I finished school, Dad was always world champion.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I've had that my entire life, so it's something I've kind of got used to and I don't even really think about it anymore at all.
Because like in schools in the UK, that wouldn't be, like, it might get a wee mention, but it wouldn't be a big thing. But in New Zealand schools, is the shearing, are they a lot closer to shearing and how important it is?
Yeah, I think the city and rural communities are probably a lot closer than they are in the UK.
Yeah.
So there isn't that divide as such. So people know who Dad is, and
yeah.
But yeah, that's
always. He got knighted, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So you just couldn't imagine a shearer here ever being knighted. It just wouldn't happen here.
No. Well, if you look at New Zealand's most successful sports people per capita, based on what they win and how much they can achieve, regardless of their sport, Dad would be the most successful sportsman in New Zealand.
Even more successful than Valerie with a shot put?
Yeah, more successful than Valerie Adams, I'd say. Yeah. I know she's obviously won gold medals at
I know, but in terms of world championships, yeah.
Yeah, and Dad sort of flew under the radar for 30 odd years as this kind of unsung sporting hero in New Zealand, and I think that knighthood was quite fitting for him.
Yes.
There was a lot of times at sports awards where there was other sports where people hadn't achieved a lot in the season, and Dad had become world champion, done world records and won everything there was to win that shearing season, and he just got a nomination award and went home.
Yeah.
And I think after 30 years of that, the knighthood trumped all of that and was a really big thank you and a good send-off for him at the end of his career.
Yeah, superb. So coming up, you had that all through school. A lot of people would be, understandably, would be like, I don't want to be a sheep shearer.
Yeah, I never wanted to be a shearer.
Right. Understandably.
Yeah, Dad always just let me be a kid. He just let me get out and yeah, just do what kids want to do growing up. There's no pressure to say you have to be something.
Yeah.
I was too busy riding a motorbike and out seeing friends and just having fun as a kid. And then when I left school, I wanted to travel and one day become a farmer. And so I thought I'd join the Air Force, and I went up to Whenuapai Air Base and did the day up there to look in to see what the air base is like, and it wasn't my cup of tea. And then I wanted to make money, and so I got a job in Norway as a sheepo with Arwen Jones and Rhys Jones, and I flew over to Norway and started out as a sheepo in the meatworks.
What age
over
did you
there.
be there?
I was 17.
17. So sheepo, for anyone wondering, and tell me if I'm wrong, sheep, you're just pushing up sheep for the shearers?
Just pushing up sheep for the shearers, yeah, in the big slaughterhouse in Norway, 8 stands.
But it'd be good, what's like 20 odd quid an hour, even at 17 then? Like Norway's huge money, is it not?
Yeah, that was 2009 and it was £15 an hour.
Yeah.
So $30 an hour 16 years ago. That was, big coin for a teenager.
Yeah. And was at that point, did you get the buzz for it? Or when do you get that buzz and say, I'm going to pick up a handpiece and go for it?
Honestly, I think it would probably be my first time here at the Royal Welsh.
Right, yeah.
When I was 17, 2009, come over here, I couldn't shear. Like maybe I'd done my first 100, but I wouldn't call myself a shearer.
Yep.
And then just that buzz here at the Royal Welsh and the atmosphere, the people, the culture is just incredible. You don't see this in the Southern Hemisphere. It's pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely concur with that. Like, there's nothing like this Royal Welsh. Maybe Corwin's an example of, but it's the same thing, isn't it? It's just moved down the road a little bit.
Yes.
When you're back in 17, you're coming here and you're getting that buzz. Were you coming towing along with your dad, still competing?
Yeah, so
you were there to watch him in the test and things like that?
Yeah, so Dad wasn't in the team in 09, but my cousin was, James Fagan.
Yep.
And then Dad wanted to come over and he always wanted to compete. And then, we come over and he sort of showed me the ropes. Went from A to B doing all of the shows.
Okay.
And then I just made some good contacts from there. And then in 2010, I got my first job over here. Got a stand.
With contract with Shearing, who's that with, your first job?
Rhys Jones in North Wales.
Rhys Jones, okay, yeah. So
Rhys and his family at Maastricht gave me a start over here. So that's, it was pretty special of them to do that for me.
Shout out to them. Have you been up to Scotland?
I've done a couple of smaller days in Scotland. Did a little bit for Dougie Steele last year. And then we did a day just out of Calendar before Lockheed show this year.
Okay. So, but you haven't done an actual any sort of...
I haven't done a season, no.
Do you actually do, like, while you're here with the team, are you actually out shearing every day, or...?
Yep.
Yeah?
So
who are you working with just now?
Mark Fox up in Cumbria.
Okay, yeah,
So it's a good base because it's not far to Scotland.
Very
and it's
central.
Only 3 or 4 hours down to Wales.
Yeah.
And close enough to the airport to get to France, so...
And is Mark putting sheep in front of you every day, so you get quite a good run there?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty lucky. We probably share some of the best sheep in the world up there.
Is that right?
The Herdwicks.
Ah, yes, yes.
So no, I'm pretty lucky.
Well, I'm absolutely not, after you, I'm absolutely not going to harp on about your dad at all, but just for me as a young shearer, the first time I remember seeing your dad was at Lakeland Shears. Do you remember, did you shear at Lakeland ever?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yep.
Lakeland Shears, and you know what it's like, well, maybe you don't know what it's like, but I was like, there's David Fagan, there's David Fagan, like, oh my God. And at first I used to get I hope they don't mind me saying, I used to get Tom Wilson and David Fagan mixed up all the time because of similar, both very good shearers and similar ages and dynamics, we'll say. But yeah, I just remember, I'm sure he won the Open that time.
Yeah, probably.
That must have been 2012. I know it must have been 13 or 14.
13 was it?
About then, I think. It must have been one of his last competitions because, when did he stop?
15 was his last season.
Here. So
yes.
Yeah, it must have been somewhere about there.
Yep.
But yeah, I just remember all the buzz about it. And that was Herdwicks. What a competition that was actually.
Yeah, that show was one of the best in the world.
Oh, brilliant. And it was those two-year-old Herdwicks off the hill.
Yep.
Beautiful combing. They were great for me as a novice. I used to love it. Yeah. So that was my first time seeing him. But you obviously done a lot of that in Cumbria. Easy work then, shearing Herdwicks. It's easy, isn't it? They're nice on the body, they're nice combing, it's all quite good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. But even the farmers up there are pretty awesome.
Are they?
Like they don't get out of Cumbria much, but man, they're so welcoming and awesome food. It's a beautiful place.
And yeah, that pretty good. So that stands you in good stead. Obviously, you've picked up this handpiece. You saw the buzz at the Royal Welsh. Did you just go back home from the Royal Welsh and say, listen, Dad, I want to start shearing? Or
Yeah, I got my first main shear 2010 with Neil Fagan, my cousin. He's actually our manager this year.
Yeah.
And then kind of just went from there and just got the bug. I just love travelling and wanted to make money. That's always been my goal, to get ahead in life.
Yeah.
So.
And are all the Fagan shearers? You mentioned a few names there.
No, I think most of the Fagan men have probably learnt to shear at some point. Even Dad's brothers. Obviously, John was a great shearer, but my other uncles too. They can all shear.
Yeah.
But to chase it and actually get to that next level, you've got to dedicate so much time. You've just got to consume your life with shearing, pretty much.
Yes. Yeah. Because obviously, is it John, a former record holder as well? Is it
Yes,
with
yep.
you and your dad, obviously, and you, of course, as well. You've all done world records. More in the horizon, just to throw that in early.
Not yet.
No.
The last two I've done, like I'd wake up and just that hunger to do another record. I had it really bad. I just couldn't wait to go again.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that hunger come back.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say no just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What age are you?
33.
Okay, so you're just hitting that kind of sweet spot for being in your absolute prime.
Yeah, well, a lot of people say you're not in your shearing prime until you're that 35 to 45, so.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so well, there's lots to come then. So you went back and you said, right, I want to shear. On another wee tangent, just while these things pop into my head, is there something about one of your uncles started Racewell that is now Tapari bought it
Yes.
off your uncle or something?
Yes.
Yeah, is that right? He developed the initial Racewell sheep clamp?
Yeah, my uncle Robin, he's a really, really good engineer.
Yeah.
And he developed the cattle crush and the sheep crushers, and yeah, eventually that got sold on to Tapari, and you can see all the stuff over here working in the UK. So.
Yeah. No, I just thought I'd throw that wee tangent in there. So
Yeah.
talented family, fair to say. But you've went back. You've said to right, Dad, we're going to shear sheep. You started working with your uncle and whatnot. Were you good when you started?
Oh, absolutely not. No, people probably assume that you should be.
Yeah, on you go. You're fine. I'll just for anybody listening on audio, we're just sitting in a real awkward spot at the Royal Welsh here, and we're just letting folk past the cameras as we go. But sorry, that's you're going to say people assume you should be good.
Yeah, I guess it's no different to Roger Federer's kids. They might be 10 years old and they think, oh, they should win Wimbledon tomorrow. But yeah, it takes years, if not decades, of dedication to get ahead. But no, my first time here, I was lucky to shear 100, like I say, and then you sort of step up 100 every year with each season you go around the world shearing. And Dad always said it takes 10 years to become a good shearer, but I'd add another one onto that. It takes another 10 years to become a great shearer.
Okay.
So it's a long apprenticeship to become really good at what you do.
Oh, without a doubt, I think you're summing it up absolutely great there. But I mean, it's one thing having a great mentor and your uncles and your dad obviously keeping you right there, and I'm sure other people you're sure with around the world, but you've got to have the talent as well.
Yeah.
And it's rare that a good father, say I used the reference David Beckham earlier, it's rare that a good father naturally passes on to have, the son the same talents as he had. But you obviously must have that hand-eye coordination.
I wouldn't say I was naturally talented at all.
No?
No, there's probably a video of me shearing in the junior at Corwin 16 years ago, somewhere hidden on YouTube. And yeah, people would say, no, that's not Jack Fagan, no way. No, shearing it's the hardest thing I've ever learnt for sure.
Yeah.
And to anyone that has never done it, it's the most unnatural thing you could ever learn.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that you could train, anything you could do at the gym to comprehend how to hold a sheep and hold a handpiece and take the wool off in a nice smooth motion.
Yeah. I think that's a fair analysis of it, and it's the pain you have to go through when you are learning, and that's why so many people fall away before they actually learn how to do it. There's lots of people want to be shearers until they try it, and then they realise, oh, actually I prefer the tractor.
Yes, yeah, it's a hard job for sure.
Yeah, and even more impressive, and we're going to go into this, I don't want to jump too far about it, even more impressive that you're doing all this stuff and you're actually a dairy farmer secretly.
Yeah.
Sheep shearing's the second thing.
Yeah.
We'll not jump ahead to that because I want to just stay on the shearing for a little bit, just to really, because we're talking about Jack here, obviously, having this name and the pressure. But I mean, I think it's fair to say now, as we sit here in 2025, you've lived up to the hype. Like, look at the titles you've got to your name. You've two-time world speed shear champion. You've won both of the big speed shears here in Wales this week. You were Welsh show champion last year, Corwin champion as well.
Yeah, got the double last year.
Almost more impressive, you made the Lochern Head final
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Last year.
I've been second, third and fourth there, and I haven't cracked the win yet, but my dream is to win Lochern Head show. It's one of the best shows on earth.
Would there be anybody, bar maybe, did your dad win Lochern Head?
6 times.
6 times. So would there be anybody other than your dad that's won Lochern Head and the Royal Welsh?
Yes, John Kirkpatrick, Paul Avery, Roland Smith, Gavin Much.
Gav won Royal Welsh as well?
Gav won Royal Welsh in 2018. I know that because I did his pen in the final.
He's some boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Talking about talent, I just think Gav, he just has it. Like,
He's got it mentally. Even when he's not fit, he knows he can rock up and thrash himself, and he can still do pretty well.
yeah, I hope Gavin won't mind me saying this, but like, you look at Gavin and you never imagine he's going to go up there and like smash out 20 blackies in 12 and a half minutes or whatever he does. As soon as that cord goes and he pulls that sheep out, he's just into it. So he's won it. I apologise, I did not know that. Right,
Yep.
He's won Royal Welsh. There can't be many Scotsmen have won it. Did Tom ever win it?
I don't think Tom won it, but I'm pretty sure Geordie Bain won the Royal Welsh back in about
Right.
88 or 89. You'll have to ask him next time he comes to the
Geordie
show.
and Una will see this, I'm sure,
Yeah.
and Una will send me a wee message. You can let me know.
Yep.
But yeah, okay, that's good. I like you know your history. Well, you're so passionate about it, of course you do.
Yeah.
So there is a few people that have done it. What are you looking to? And who out of them did Corwin as well?
At Corwin, Doug Lambie was the first ever British shearer to win Corwin.
Right. Okay. So Doug, but who has won Corwin, the Royal Welsh, and Lochern Head?
And Lochern Head. That'd be John Kirkpatrick, Paul Avery, Dad, and Gavin Much, I think. Oh, I don't think Gavin's won Corwin. I don't think he's done it. No, so there's probably only 3 men that have ever won those 3 big titles in
There
the
you
UK, yeah.
Like to add a bit of hype for it. So need to wait till Lochern Head next year, right enough.
Yeah,
But
I'll be back.
yeah, I'm sure you will. So we're talking about these things you've won here, these accolades. I suppose the big one that you must be looking at, coming up is that world team for the home championships in New Zealand. Does some of the scores from last season count forward into this circuit?
Yeah, we've got quite a large circuit this year. So we had Golden Shears, New Zealand Shears, and Gore in our circuit from last year, and then we've got half a dozen shows coming up right through from October into end of January, and then we take the top 7 scores, and the winner of that circuit is in the New Zealand team, which at the moment's Tor Henderson,
right?
And then the next 6 have a separate final at Martin Shears in February, and the winner of that final will be the other New Zealand team member.
Wow.
It's a little bit of a long-winded process, but a hell of a way to find the best 2 shearers.
Yeah, but so you're saying To's top just now, but obviously there's time. There's quite a few shears to go before the Worlds.
Yes.
So there's a lot to be decided, really. Where are you sitting in the standings?
Oh, I'm down middle of the pack at the moment.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I didn't do any good at Golden Shears, and I think I was in the semis at New Zealand Shears. So yeah, I've got to pull finger out come the spring.
Yeah, I did. I suppose actually, I was going to say, I always think a 6-man shear off like that is a bit of a risky thing for trying to pick your best team. I always think, realistically to me, I think the top 2 in the circuit's always the best 2 to choose. But when I think about what we do in Scotland, and also what the Welsh do as well, they kind of have a 6-man shear off as well, because they have that Welsh final.
Yeah.
And the winner of the Welsh National goes, which isn't dissimilar to the 6-man shear off you get in the New Zealand style system. I take it usually they're taking somebody for the Goldies, but because obviously of when the time in the World Champs is, they've changed it slightly this year, is that right?
Yeah, they didn't want to pick the team 12 months out, so that's why we come up with the circuit process.
Okay.
But yeah, I do agree with taking the winner of a massive event and then the winner of a circuit. It's a great way to pick your 2 team members.
Yeah. Some exciting final that'll be, because there could be some huge
Yeah.
names in it. Can you still win the circuit?
Well, I'd have to be going pretty well. No, Tor's well in front at the moment.
Is he?
Yeah, no, Tor's definitely the man to beat at the moment.
Oh, can I just say, and again, I'm not some shearing expert at all. Obviously, I'm very interested in it and I follow the pages and stuff, but I hadn't really heard of Tor until I saw that he'd won over there and he was coming over here as the team. And the big one for me that made me realise how bloody amazing he was is that he made the final at Lochern Head, probably having never shore a blackie. Like
No,
before, you know,
never,
maybe
never.
a day or two before. Did he even shear some before Luckernhead? He must have done a day.
He had 2 days in
Yeah.
with Dougie and Mary Steele.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then turned up and made the final at Luckernhead, which to me is just, I mean, put you out, and you've shown up quite a few blackies now, and you know Luckernhead.
Yep.
So that to me, I was like, wow, this guy is the real deal. You know, like that's absolutely incredible. So he's obviously just a maverick
Yeah,
round everything.
he can adapt to just about anything now because
Yeah.
he's a brilliant merino shearer too.
Is he?
So
Yeah.
you could drop him anywhere in the world and he's just got that mental ability, he believes in himself and he can just attack when he needs to.
The perfect man for a world championship team.
Great man to have in the team, yes.
Yeah. So it's exciting. So would you say, is it fair to say that's the next big thing in your focus, is you want to be in that world team?
Yes, yep, I know I'm not doing that well at the moment, but even I'm obviously going to give it my best shot to get in that team for Golden Shears next year, but if that doesn't happen, I'm already looking forward to the next World Champs in 29, which at this stage will be either Australia or Wales.
Yep.
Yeah, and if it comes back to Wales, God, I'm going to be getting excited.
Yeah, because you know how to shear Welsh sheep.
Oh, I love shearing Welsh sheep, yeah.
Yeah. And is it just literally because you fell in with Rhys Jones that you love Welsh sheep? Like why you?
Oh, just the speed, just the culture, the atmosphere.
It's just that raw Welsh culture, just the buzz.
It's just a buzz here.
And you obviously like shearing Welsh lambs.
Yep, I've always liked shearing lambs. They're a little bit more technical than shearing a ewe.
Yeah.
And just the sheer speed of them, to choose the pun.
Yeah.
But those speed shears over here and the Royal Welsh Open final, as a shearer, that's the closest I think we'll ever feel to becoming a rock star.
Reduce the risk of fly strike and livestock irritation at grass with Crystalyx garlics. Flies and midges are a constant pest to livestock throughout the summer and are responsible for diseases such as summer mastitis, pink eye, blue tongue and Schmallenberg. No repellent is 100% effective in the fight against airborne biting insects. However, Crystalyx garlics can play an important part in reducing the number of flies that land on livestock. Containing concentrated garlic extract, 5 times more potent than pure dried garlic, Crystalyx garlics offers a natural defense to biting insects, with the high sulfur compounds in garlic acting as a natural insect repellent. With a full complement of vitamins, minerals and trace elements, Crystalyx garlics balances the known deficiencies in forage while stimulating the rumen for enhanced animal performance. Make the switch this summer to research-proven Crystalyx garlics.
Just on stage and you get to show everyone your talent and the crowd's roaring and it's just awesome fun. It's so cool.
Yeah, for anyone that's ever been to Royal Welsh, they'll know what to talk about. We talk about the Wednesday when they've got that New Zealand-Wales test. I got some great shots of it last year when I think, was it Gethin and Pi were like down this blow for blow. We had the greatest video where they're both, you know, Pi or Atta, they're just like blow for blow, and I think Gethin got him by like half a, just finished before him. The crowd was insane.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like a coliseum. It's like they're absolutely baying for blood. You know, all the Welsh are against you. Well, they're not really against you. They love the sport, but you know, you are in there trying to cheer for New Zealand, and this whole thing's roaring on the other guys. You know, it must be the adrenaline in it. It's like a drug.
Oh, absolutely. It's like even the other night after the Welsh International speech here, I've said for years that that's the best speech here on earth.
Is that right?
Oh, just the sun buzz, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And you come off stage and you're shaking with adrenaline. It just makes you feel superhuman. And like you have to go and have that downtime afterwards to chill out. Just go and have one beer, talk to your mates.
Yeah.
Go for a feed because waste the time going to bed.
And because you're just
So
vibrating.
wound up, yeah.
For anyone, I'll put Jack's video of the winning shear. Jack won that one as well. The winning shear on here, and you can see the whole Coliseum atmosphere because it's like it's inside the ring of a sheep market, livestock market, and everybody's up above. That is a proper like coliseum. They're all like down looking on you, right on top of you, really.
Yep.
And it's rammed, absolutely rammed. So yeah, what was the prize money for that one again?
£250.
Oh, it's only 250 quid that one?
Yeah, but it's not so much about the prize money there. It's the title at that one.
Yeah.
The Welsh International
They don't
Steed
need to offer big money because...
Oh, people are going to go regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if there was no prize money, I'm still going to compete at that one.
Yeah. It's like Scotty Scheffler won 3.1 million for winning the Open, but I bet he couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Like, he just wants that jug. He just wants to be the winner.
Yeah.
So no, that's fascinating. So but, right, before we go into your other, because there's more to Jack Fagan than just being a shearer, before we go into that, I'm just going to quickly check the cameras and we'll play an advert here.
Cool.
Do you know what I love, Iona? All my livestock in one simple app.
Aye, Cammy. Next you'll be telling me your cows can send emails.
Well, they can't do that yet, but with HerdWatch, managing livestock is easy. One app, all your cattle and sheep compliance records, medicine tracking, and more right there in your pocket. Tired of paperwork piling up like muck in your parlour? Sick of chasing scraps of paper when you'd rather be chasing sheep? Then you need HerdWatch.
HerdWatch lets you register your calves before you've even wiped the afterbirth off your feet.
It's so quick, I had time left to make a cuppa and drink it.
Oh, cats. Whether you're juggling lambing, TB testing, or just trying to remember where you left your wellies, HerdWatch makes sure your records are always up to scratch.
Over 22,000 farmers across the UK and Ireland can't all be wrong. Well, not this time.
Download HerdWatch now and join the herd, because the only thing you should be wrestling is the gate on a windy day.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
That wasn't very energetic, was
You're
it?
going to go another one? Right,
Yep.
here we go.
Download...
Smile when you say it and it'll sound less threatening.
No, I want download HerdWatch now. Download HerdWatch now and join the herd, because the only thing you should be wrestling is the gate on a windy day.
HerdWatch. Farm smarter, not harder.
So we've covered enough about the shearing. I think you're bloody good at it. Like, there's no doubt about it. You've lived up to the hype. You're winning championships all over the place. I won last night. You've not won the Highlands yet though either, have you?
No, I haven't been to the Highland for a couple of years, but
Yeah,
I'll
why
be
not?
back.
Just timings.
Timings, well, I actually had my latest trip over here this year. I've had it planned for many years. My grandma turned 100 back in June, the weekend of the Highland show, and I'd always said if she was going to make it to 100, I'll stay for her birthday.
You okay?
So we stayed, and there were 94 of us, all family, come along for her birthday, and yeah, it was pretty amazing
What,
for her.
90? Not all from New Zealand though. How many from New Zealand?
Most of them from New Zealand, few Australians, few have emigrated out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome for her.
That's incredible. Is your gran English though, or she?
Dad's mum out of New Zealand, yeah.
Oh, so sorry. Oh, so yeah, you stayed back in New Zealand. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting confused. You have other family over here though. Where's your mum from?
Mum's from Devon, actually,
From Devon.
and
See, that's one thing I always say. David Fagan and I have a lot in common. Shearing ability is not one of them, but one of them is choosing a good woman from Devon.
Mum and Dad actually met here at the Royal Welsh.
Is that right?
They did.
Well, Lizzie and I met at shearing competitions as well, so
Did
there
you?
we go. So much in common. It was Stranraer though, not as glamorous as the Welsh. Okay, so they met here. Another reason to romanticise about it and love the Welsh. So, but your mum's from Devon, but obviously everybody's over in New Zealand now. You still got some family here, or?
Yeah, my grandma and uncle and a few cousins down in Devon.
Yeah, they're in Devon as well.
Yep.
And before, again, you're quite an intelligent guy, and most people that know you will know that, but one thing I found fascinating, and tell me if I picked this up wrong, I actually think the first time I really became fully aware of you was years and years ago when I was still an intermediate, I'm sure I was, and I was at Corwin. And were you speaking French in the commentary?
Possibly, yeah.
Do you speak French?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a French team there, and you were doing bits in French for them. I thought, this guy's quite talented. I'm like, hey, this is quite impressive. It's a good one to wheel out. How can you speak French?
So I got a job there in 2014, just with a French guy I bumped into at Tie-Happy Shares. And I thought, oh man, I'd love to go to France, even just for a couple of weeks. So the World Champs were on in Ireland in May.
Yeah.
And I got talking to him, and he couldn't speak much English then. And he said, yeah, I'll see if I can get you a job. And he talked to his family, and he said, yeah, come out for 3 weeks before the World Champs in Ireland. And went out there and absolutely loved it. Just what a culture shock, something like I've never seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I knew 3 words in French, just from what I'd read in a book. And went there, and I thought, I've got to come back. And then I've now done 8 seasons in France.
Is that right?
But the 3rd season I went there, I studied for 6 months on Duolingo, an app on your phone.
Yeah.
And I had a book, and every day I religiously did that app and started reading as much as I could, and then went there, and people just went, holy moly, you can start to converse with us a bit more now, and it's just building on that year on year.
Mate, I think that's something like that is just so impressive. So many folk wouldn't bother us. You're obviously quite driven.
Yeah, I don't like the word can't,
Yeah.
especially when people say, oh, I can't learn Welsh, it's too hard. Of course it's hard.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think if I stayed in Wales for 6 months with a Welsh family, I could learn Welsh.
Yeah.
It's a complete mindset.
You got a little bit of Welsh?
I know a little bit of Welsh, dipyn bach.
Okay, you're more than me then. I know Bore da and diolch.
Yeah.
That's what I say, people come to the stand,
Good morning
diolch.
and thank you, yeah.
Aye, diolch. Yeah, mate, I think that's absolutely fascinating. And as I say, I just remember hearing that, I think, this guy's got a bit about him. Like, this is, it's quite a thing. Before we move right on, interesting one is, you've talked about France. What other countries have you been to?
I've shorn in Corsica, Sardinia, Norway, as we talked about. I've been to Germany for a competition, all the British trials, including Ireland, Australia, and both islands in New Zealand.
Yeah, okay. It's you've not done. You've been to you're not sure in Norway.
Oh, I shore a handful of sheep when I was a learner, but no, I've never worked there shearing.
Yeah. No, Corsica you mentioned there as well, which is interesting to me because I'm quite a big Napoleon fan.
Yeah.
Not so much a Napoleon fan. I like that kind of history.
Yeah.
You know, I like the Genghis Khan, Napoleon, Alexander the Great. You know, the fact he's from Macedonia and that whole story of Greece. And I love that. And when you mentioned you've been to Corsica.
Yes.
I thought, is there what's it like? It's on my list.
It's beautiful. Like even going there.
How big? What's it? You don't mind know many Scottish islands. How big is it? Like.
Oh, you could probably drive from top to bottom in 3 to 4 hours in Corsica.
Yeah, okay.
If you go around the coast,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
go through the mountains, it'll be a lot longer.
Yeah.
Monte Cinto is the biggest mountain in Corsica, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But what an experience.
Is it mountainous?
Yes, mountainous with beaches, really rocky, and
But warm. I mean, it's Mediterranean.
crazy warm. Yeah, like we shear there in May, and the temperature's 25 to 30 degrees nearly every day.
And what are the sheep like?
Beautiful. So they're little Corsican milking sheep. They got horns. They're basically like a miniature blackie, but not as wild, not as angry,
Yeah.
and probably more open. Like a lot of them are no bellies.
Really
and
nice shearing.
beautiful shearing sheep.
But is there many? Like how much shearing is there to do there?
Oh, any flock would be from sort of 100 up to I think just over 1,000 was our biggest job.
Right, okay.
But we'd have 4 of us shearing, and a couple of us might split off into 2 teams. But a lot of the time we stick together, and food. All they want to do is give you food and alcohol.
Someone told me, I think Robbie Hislop, you know Robbie.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's sure all over the place. Spain, I think, is a big one for drinking.
Yes.
I think they're mad for drinking in Spain at lunchtime. Like you stop for lunch and it's like drink.
It's like
Italy maybe as well.
Yeah.
Wine. It's wine all the time.
So it's like a shearing holiday because they don't want to start real early like we do in New Zealand, 6 or 7 o'clock. You might start shearing at 8 if you're lucky, and then you work all morning, and you might stop for a bit of a wine and a bit of cheese at sort of 10 o'clock just as a quick smoko, and then as soon as it hits 12 o'clock, you know you're going to be sitting down for a long time, and you just make an absolute feast of yourself.
Oh, because they stop for a proper siesta in the midday sun.
Oh, lunch is normally 2 hours.
Yeah.
And like you have 6, 7, 8 courses of food and as much wine and beer as you can drink, and oh man, they know how to live.
And then you would shear again after that.
Yeah, and then we always plan a small mob or a small job for the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of the Corsicans don't want to work too hard in the afternoon, and
Right, okay.
so if they don't want to start too early either in the afternoon after a bit of a sleep, we'd always go down the beach in between jobs.
Would you just have a snooze? Would you have something to eat, have a snooze and go to a job?
Sometimes, yeah, but it's strange. If you don't have a snooze, they look at you like you're really strange.
Yeah,
So you get in that habit of going down the beach and having a bit of a kip for 10 minutes and then quick dip in the sea and away you go again.
Yeah, superb. That's good. And you had mentioned to me those milk sheep. Just when you say it's these Corsican milk sheep, are they all
Corsican milking sheep, yeah.
Are they all milking sheep over there? Am I being stupid? Are they
Nearly-
just called that, or are they all milking them?
No, that'd be 90, I'd say more than 95% milking sheep. There's a handful of meat sheep that,
Aye, and they're actually milking them. They're not just
yep,
called that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
For cheeses.
all for cheese.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's well. To be fair, I mean, I've been to Turkey, and it's massive over there. Milking sheep is huge
Really?
there for cheese. Like, yeah, because I think we're maybe one of the only countries that don't go mad for sheep's cheese. Seems to be in Europe. They absolutely love sheep's cheese, so maybe milk and sheep will be in my future. Now, you've done the shearing, you've obviously made a heap of money over the years.
Tried to.
What have you done? And you don't strike me as a daft boy that would waste too much of it. What have you done with it all?
So my goal was always to buy a farm or get into a farm. My dream is when I stop shearing to be a farmer. So when I was a teenager, Mum and Dad asked me that question and they said, well, how are you going to do it? I said, well, I need to make money. And they said, well, if you can go and make money doing something, there's a guy in Auckland called Ollie Newland, Auckland, New Zealand. And he's an investment guru and he's had TV programs and he's done really well and helped out a lot of people. So they said, jump on and do his investment course. So when I was 18, I'd have to look in my books, but I think that course cost me about $6,000 when I was 18. That was like a whole main shear.
Yeah.
That was 2 to 3 months work of just absolute back-breaking slog, trying to learn to shear. And I'd just given this guy all of my money that I didn't really know.
Yeah.
But Mum and Dad said, no, we've got faith in him.
Yeah.
And then did this investment course with him, and then I went out and worked hard for 2 years and saved up a big enough deposit to get into a property. And then I had about 30 agents on the go in Auckland, and I'd ring them, and all the time when I wasn't shearing, I was studying, and I found an apartment in Auckland, and I was the youngest person with BNZ to have finance approved in New Zealand at the time.
Okay.
I actually got a letter from the CEO sitting at home saying, well done, here's your finance, and then found an apartment, got it signed up, and on my 20th birthday I took it over.
And apartments are a bunch of flats together, or just one?
No,
just one flat.
Just one flat. A little. It was 52 square meters, 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and I had that rented out for $480, I think, or $500 a week.
Yeah.
In Auckland.
Yep. Auckland will be expensive property.
Expensive place, but I managed to get in right at a lull in the market.
Yep.
And I owned it for 2.5 years, and it did 48% capital gain.
Yeah.
And there was no capital gains tax in that time at New Zealand, so I sold that in lieu of buying some land, because I was at the age then, right, I really want to get my own place.
Yep.
And then Mum and Dad also were looking to expand a bit, because they had just sold the home farm. And then they said, well, why don't you come in and we'll try and buy a place together and we can sort of join forces.
Yep.
So I went and had a meeting with a lawyer and asked him how can we structure it so it's a fair business for everyone, and then went and saw the accountant and asked him what's my limit, basically. Here's my earnings and my future earnings, and the accountant said, yep, that's going to work. And then a dairy farm come on the market just out of Tekawiti, and it was not on our radar at all. And we got a really good real estate agent at home, Peter Wiley, really well known, and he said, come around for a look. Beautiful land, it's what you're looking for, but it's a dairy farm.
Yeah.
So we went round, and it had been a family farm for close to 50 years, and we'd just driven around half the farm, and we just went, take us back, we don't need to see anymore.
Yeah.
That's what Dad said to the agent, and then we fell in love with the place and had a really good home and a good cottage on it, nice little house, and we made an offer, and it happened to be when the dairy payout was only $3.80 at the time.
Yep.
And at the moment it's just over $10.
Yeah, Jesus.
So you're not far off that dairy payout tripling in 9 years. And so we got in right at the bottom and took over, and admittedly it was hard for the first 4 years.
Yep.
We were just ticking over, but we could see the potential in the property. And
were you still throwing shearing money into the business?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was shearing full time, travelling the world, and anything I earned, went back into that property.
Yep. And your mum and dad stayed back on the farm, running it and keeping it ticking on?
Yeah, so Mum and Dad were working, managing the farm that sold. So Mum and Dad sold the home farm, but stayed on managing it for another company. The local meatworks really needed the property.
Okay.
And that's how we managed to get into our next venture. So, but I went in at 20% on that dairy farm, and had a mortgage, paid that mortgage off, and then I said to Mum and Dad, I'm getting itchy feet, I need to do something else with my money, because I've always wanted more land.
Yep.
And they said, well, take more mortgage off the farm and we'll increase your share in the dairy farm. So I now own a third of the dairy farm.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
so the third.
So you're equal partners really in it now?
Equal partners, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which is really cool, and we've got a share milker on the farm, so they own the entire herd. They come in, they have the 2 cottages on the farm, They do 100% of the work milking the cows,
Right.
and the profits are split 50-50 because we own the land. So we put all the fertiliser on, so that's a really big cost. And nearly all the costs on the running costs of the farm split 50-50. So it's a complete different business structure because you don't see that here in Europe or the UK.
No, you just don't get that here at all.
But down home, it's working incredible. And
Why is it working? Like, why? What is the benefit to you?
because we're not passionate dairy farmers, but we can see the sense in the business.
That's that you have summed it up perfectly there. You
Yeah.
don't want to milk cows, but you want to make money.
Yeah, and then the flip side to that is you've got young people or someone that really, really wants to be a dairy farm,
Yep.
and someone that absolutely love cows, which is exactly the family that we've got on our place, the
Yes.
Jay's family. And they're actually from Herefordshire originally.
Right. Okay.
So they immigrated out to New Zealand 12 years ago. They're now New Zealand citizens, and they're mad on cows, and they just love dairy farming. So for us, they're the perfect family
They have the
to work
passion.
with. They have a passion for
the
cows.
expertise, the years
Yep.
of knowledge, and the attention to detail.
Yeah, totally. So
And you can just go shearing.
yeah, so they milk the cows and do all the day-to-day work, and we talk to them more or less every week about the farm and how it's all going. I actually live on the farm too, so
Yeah.
I'm there and do a lot of work trapping and pest control, but we can talk about that later. But the running of the farm, yeah, we're only in it in a small way, but the business side, we love it.
So what does your mum and dad do the rest of the time?
They've got a small beef block, just 150 acres,
Okay.
where they run some beef cattle. We're actually going to grow maize this year for the first time.
For
to
your dairy cows?
to supplement feed the dairy cows.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
And how many cows are on the dairy?
670.
670.
Yeah.
It's a decent sized outfit.
Yes.
In New Zealand, you like block calf, you calve in the spring.
Yeah. So
Dry
we're
them off
actually
over Christmas.
there's probably calves dropping right now as we speak.
Yeah.
They always calve the week of the Royal Welsh.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, we've done a really tight block calving this year, and thankfully we had a great autumn, and we've having a really great week at home now for calves, getting calves on the ground, good weather. So yeah, it's all looking up at the
So
moment.
all
but
calved outside,
all calved outside. Yep.
all outside all year. The cows.
Outside all year.
Yeah. No sheds. Then really.
No sheds,
Is
all
it one of these
grass-fed.
open air parlours? Is there a roof over the parlour?
Yep. It's a 40 bale Waikato milking rotary system.
Yep.
And admittedly, the 40 bale is probably not big enough anymore.
Yep.
A 60 bale would be ideal, just because you've got a bit that bit longer time for the cows to stay on.
Yep.
So when the cows are really, really pumping milk out, sometimes they have to do 2 passes on the
That
parlour.
slows the whole thing down
Slows it down a little bit.
because you only need 1.5 passes, really.
Yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, we're learning and love the business structure, and
Mate, there'll be people listening. You know, a lot of people, especially around Ayrshire and places with a lot of dairy, like 670 is huge.
yes.
Like, absolutely huge. How many litres of milk are we talking a week?
I can't tell you a week, but we're well over 2 million litres a year.
2 million litres a year.
Yeah.
And what you get, you won't know price per litre over there, do you? It's milk solids, is it? Or do you know price per litre what it equates
So
to?
yeah, if you break it down, milk solids, it's around 11 to 1, depending on the time of the season.
Okay.
So 11 litres of milk approximately will make 1
Kilo.
milk solid.
Of milk solids.
Yeah, and if the price is $10 at the moment, or if we made it $11, which it's not quite there, but
Easier maths. It's
you'd-
about
you'd-
$1 a
easier
litre.
maths, $1 a litre.
Is 50 pence.
I think the exchange rate's about 45p at the moment.
So that's actually
So we're probably
almost
just,
exactly the same as us.
probably just over
For the
40,
better
40p
contracts.
at the moment. Yeah.
Like, I think MD on Arla would be at least that or more. And then some people U3 are below
Yeah.
that. So you're probably similar milk prices to us actually. But yeah, 2 million litres,
But we don't have the sheds or the input
all the big costs.
or the machinery input like you have
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So-
The cows are out all year.
Yeah, the cows are outside all year, and if there's a big storm come through, we've got standoff pads on the farm
Yeah,
or in the races. The whole farm's fully fenced, of course,
yeah.
and we can bring the cows in on a storm, stand them off overnight, and then give them supplement feed during the day when they need it.
Okay. After you. No, after you. You're all good.
You're all good.
I might just say, don't put your hand there because it just might block the mic
Okay.
a wee bit. That's all right. So I'm sure it claps. I'll know that guy. But I mean, if I'm just doing quick maths, like 2 million litres, you're talking just shy of £1 million. Time you sell a few calves, you're well over £1 million there in turnover for that business. And you've just told us obviously there's not a lot of cost, so your profit must be huge.
Oh, there is a lot of cost, don't get me wrong. We're in a bit of a dairy high at the moment, and interest rates are coming down marginally, so it's a good time to pay off debt for sure. But Yeah, it's a great
It's
business.
okay to say you're making loads of money.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
I
okay.
think. Yeah,
Dairy farmers here are doing well. The guys on the Arla and those contracts are doing well now.
I kind of feel at times Kiwis in particular can get stuck in a bit of a tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
Whereas people don't want to talk about, oh, so-and-so's doing well.
Oh, we're the same
But,
here.
but it's hard. I feel like we should be pushing each other to do well and
Yeah.
for all of us to do better.
Yeah. Well, if people come out and said, like yourself said, oh, we're making loads of money. You don't have to say loads of money, but we're making a good, healthy profit and it's going really well. It gives opportunity for folks to say, what are you doing, Jack? Can I come and have a look? Can you show what you're doing that's I'm doing different?
Yes.
If we're all losing money, if we all say we're losing money all the time, why would you go and ask Jack what he's doing?
Well,
He's not
totally.
doing that well.
But a flip side to that, Cammy, is we share all of the milking sheep in the Waikato now, so there's 20,000 milking ewes.
Uh-huh. Did you say shear or share?
Shearing.
Shearing them, yeah.
And all of those dairy sheep farmers are actually well-renowned cow milking farmers.
Okay.
So I've got to know them really well, and I invite them down to our farm. I love showing them around, and I talk to them about the business structure and how we're running the farm, what we're feeding the cows, the breed of the cows, when we're calving, etc. And I'd say to them straight up, what else can we be doing to become more efficient? What are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
And the general consensus is we're 90-odd% there.
Yeah.
And I mean, that remaining 10%, you need to be flexible based on your season.
Yeah. Yeah. And things like your parlour could be
Yeah,
expanded. That's an obvious one that you know already.
We can't exactly smack another 20 bales on, but
No, because to rip the whole thing out and do it again is
Do
going
it
to be
again's a
another
massive cost,
Yeah,
but-
another $2 million anyway.
but it's a hindsight. We bought that farm with 40 bales, but going forward into the future, if we ever had another property, we'd know 60 bale plus would be the ultimate.
And is that if you're doing well, your shearing alone will make tremendous money. How many sheep will you shear in a year?
I was doing 50,000 a year up until 2 years ago, and then I've since changed jobs and gone onto the shearing trailer, shearing the milking sheep at home.
Yeah.
So I actually shear on a shearing trailer at home now, which is a bit of a laugh for you guys because you only shear on them here in the UK, but
So you do it UK style in New Zealand?
UK style
Yeah,
in New Zealand. I still shear a few in the wool shed, but I'm only shearing about 35,000 a year now.
Okay, but
But
do
I've
you put
got-
the cover over your trailer? Do you have a cover over the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah. You're not that stupid.
Yeah. So 35,000 a year, but I've got so much more time for life now,
Yeah.
and it's brilliant because
Enjoy the competitions.
and I can focus on friends and family a lot more now, because when you're shearing 50,000 a year, that's all you do is shear sheep.
Yeah. And obviously, right, but your 35 still keeping you sharp enough
Definitely.
to compete, which you absolutely love. That
Yeah.
adrenaline, it's an absolute drug. That
I mean,
competing.
you could talk to Gavin Much, and Gavin won't mind me saying this, but he probably doesn't even shear 10,000 sheep a year now.
Yeah.
He does it just enough to get fit before the competitions, and obviously watch his diet a bit more around the golden shares, and then he can come along strong and still do well.
But that's part of like what I was saying earlier in terms of talent. Like I just watched Gavin, like hand-eye coordination. Like he definitely just has it. Like he just has something that I'm not saying he picked up the handpiece and was great straight away.
Yeah.
But that ability to look at something and to make the handpiece go at the bit you're looking at, I certainly don't have it. I've got good endurance for a day's shearing, but I'm definitely not technically very good.
Yeah.
Which is, I'll never be a good show shearer. But I look at him and the way he does it and think, there's got to be some natural thing there. Like, and as you say, I'm sure Gavin would like you mention the fact he doesn't shear many sheep before competing because it
Yeah.
makes him look even better. It's like he just rocks up.
Yes.
But yeah, and then again, I suppose these guys, they've been there and done it, because Matt Smith will probably be very similar. Like I don't know that Matt shears that many sheep now and
Probably not, no.
just rocks up and he can turn it on because they have that talent and the years of experience behind them,
yeah.
the backing behind them.
You just can't beat experience.
Yeah. But so you're shearing, still making good money for your shearing, but the dairy's obviously the big thing there. What is the plan for the future? You got a bird?
No.
No? Okay.
Single,
There we
and
go.
yeah.
Through choice, I take it. I'm guessing through choice.
No, I'd love to have a partner and travel the world with her. Yeah,
okay.
that'd be my ultimate dream, and then obviously travel the world to where she wants to go as well when it's not shearing season. But
Okay.
it's hard because I love coming to the Royal Welsh, and this 5 weeks here for Loughnane through to the Royal Welsh, it's going to be really hard for me to stop doing it.
Yeah.
I just love it that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, one day if someone come along and obviously understand how much I love it, and then if she had something else that she loved doing too, and I could support her in that sense, I think we would make a really great team.
Yeah, it's just, it'd be hard on that, and you have to be selfish. Like, one for your own happiness as well, but also to be a top sportsman, you have to be a little bit selfish.
Yes, definitely. Dad said the same all the years he was competing, and it's probably only the last few years, Cammy, I've worked out probably how amazing my mum's been.
Yeah.
For Dad in particular, because Dad was at the top of his game, and then Mum come along, and Mum understood that Dad was probably going to be the greatest shearer that there's ever been.
Yeah.
And she 100% supported him and knew what he wanted to do with his life, and she said, you go and do it, and I'll be there and support you.
Yeah.
And keep the fires going at home, you know.
Yeah.
And I've only sort of started to realise that the last few years, that Mum's given up her whole life to support someone.
Yeah, it's incredible. To be fair, I mean, it's a different thing, but God, just when you're thinking about that, I just think about how much work Lizzie's doing at home. Like, because I've been 30 days away from home this summer, with 1,200 sheep and all this stuff, 3 kids, young kids and all that. And it's hard for me being away from them, but it's even harder for her being with them.
Yeah, yes.
So it's like, don't take it for granted. And I think it's great shout to your mum there, like, absolute warrior, like, because and it's not just like, I'm only down the road. Your dad's going the other side of the world.
Yeah, so
to do things.
Dad had religiously done this tour to the UK for 6 weeks for my entire childhood.
Yeah.
And then the trip to Australia as well, and the New Zealand team for
Yeah.
the Trans-Tasman tests. And then some years he'd be off to other countries. I know he's been to Spain and Canada doing shearing courses, and yeah, when Dad was home, it was always really special because Dad's home. So
Are you close?
yeah, Dad's my best mate. We always hang out and tour the world together. Well, he's here this week, which is pretty special. So
I'm asking, he's close. I know he's close. Like I see,
Yeah.
he's all the time. I just thought I'd get the actual take on it from you. I like that. He's your best mate. I take it he's proud of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think first time I made him cry would have been the Royal Welsh in 2015.
Yeah.
So
What
I'd
happened?
only been in the Open for, I think it was my 2nd or 3rd season. I'd only been shearing 6 years, and Dad and Dion King were in the team, and I managed to make the Open final here at the Royal Welsh. So there was Dad, Dion King, Troy Piper, Gareth Daniel, myself, and another Kiwi. There was 5 Kiwis and a Welshman in that final. And
Gareth's some boy too, right enough. Shout out to Gareth. I like
yeah,
him.
and we got on stage, and I was just in an absolute awe of what was going on around me.
Oh, you
'cause,
mate, aye.
like it'd been my dream to make that final, but let alone with Dad. And I don't know how I did it. I just had some unbelievable shear, and I managed to win the Open in 2015
Right, you won that.
at the Royal Welsh shear.
Mate, I did not know that. So you beat your dad in an Open final.
Yeah, so Dion
Is that
King,
the only time?
No, I've beaten Dad 3 times ever in an Open final, and then he retired.
I know.
But no, he said it was good because he could see me starting to make a few Open finals, and it was
Yeah.
a good time for him to exit.
Yeah.
But any time that we were 1st and 2nd, or I was runner-up, he would always split the prize money because he kind of felt guilty.
Because he shouldn't have been. He should have gave it up and gave you aye.
Yeah, so Dad was 3rd that year at the Royal Welsh, Dion King was 2nd, and I got the win, and yeah, that was probably the proudest
So how
I've
many
ever seen
times you
Dad.
won the Royal Welsh?
Twice now.
Geez, that's special winning it last year then, because you'd be remembering that first time you won it and how
Yeah.
special. I mean, I don't think anything will ever beat that, will it? Beating your dad, the Welsh means so much to you, and you won it with your dad on the stage.
Yeah, no, that was one moment. Even I had friends in the crowd.
It must have caught you. Did you not feel a wee tear, or you?
Oh, absolutely. But like all of my Welsh friends in the crowd, they're sitting here with all their Welsh families, and one guy actually said to me, his whole family was emotional because they'd done a big speech for Dad and given him a really nice gift, a couple of gifts actually, a Welsh blanket and
Yeah.
Board of Fine Arts, and to say thank you to Dad for your 40 years of coming over here. And then I won the Open, and it was a bit like handing on the baton, you know.
Yeah.
And they said that just the response from the crowd, the feeling was just beautiful.
Yeah. See, I didn't start competing in the juniors till like 2015. So like, I'd only done a couple of local shows, so this would pass me by, you know. Absolutely pass me by, because that's an incredible story. Like, yeah, I did not know that, mate. That's just wow, well done. Like what a buzz that must have been.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
just
special.
what a buzz for your dad, because I imagine me, as being a father now as well. Like, it's one thing winning for yourself, it's another thing watching your boy do it, or your lassie.
Yeah.
But
Well, Dad actually said to me a couple of years ago, when we'd talk about mindset for these Open finals and trying to do well and just get yourself in a good frame of mind. And he said, you wait till you have kids and you'll just go next level.
Yeah.
You just become a totally different competitor
Yeah.
because of your mental state.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that feeling one day too.
Yeah, it's a good. It's fair to say you're a great reflection on your dad, I should say, because you know, it's a mark of a man how many competitions he wins and all that. Right, great, you're a good sportsman and all that, but the big mark of the man is what's your kids like, you know, and what job have you done there?
I actually said in a speech at home last year when I won the New Zealand Share Circuit for the first time, that a lot of people have said to me, oh, if you could ever be half as good as your old man, you'll be the second best shearer of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I actually said there's a flip side to that, whereas one day if I could ever become as half a good a dad as my old man, I'll be the second best dad of all time.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so that was really cool. He's done a lot for me for sure.
Yeah, mate, that is a great way of putting it. And it's fantastic to see that not only is an absolute warrior and a competitor, but he's obviously been a great dad as well.
Definitely.
And just that fact he was away so much, but he did the important things, you know, and obviously laid the foundations. So I'm conscious of time in that as well. I've got a bloody question and answer thing to do up at Penminey. They'll be looking for me now as we speak. But what for the future? We've spoke there. You've got to think. I mean, what age are you now?
33.
33, so you're only 2 years. I mean, you're 2 years younger than me, and he'd won a Welsh Open final before I was in the juniors. Tremendous, man. It's so good. But right, 33. You're getting to that age now. You need to think about kids and all that. You know, I know we spoke about getting. I say a bird. That's a girlfriend. Jack's so good at languages, he knew straight away what I was talking about. So you've got to think about settling down and doing that. But when do you get to the point where you need to think you maybe need to compromise? You're not bothered. You're going to keep coming here.
Oh, if the right person come along, I'd definitely compromise.
Yeah. Okay.
But until then, I've got to keep going with what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because what's the point in stopping what I'm doing that makes me really happy, and then I don't have someone, so I've got to go right up until that point, I think, and then
Make a decision.
Make a decision, yeah, with someone.
Plus, there'll be a lot of people listening thinking, I wish I could be 33 and travelling the world single. It's like, it's not a doom and gloom.
No.
It'll have its highlights, I'm sure. But anyway, fantastic. Future though, like, is it going to be buy another farm? You mentioned make money, buy more land, put another parlour in. Is that the plan for the future? Take over the world?
Keep our dairy farm going as it is. My dream's actually to be sheep and beef farmer. So.
Okay.
Keep building up a good financial stream and buy another block and have some sheep and beef on there.
But is that a smart move in New Zealand just now? Surely a smart move's all dairy?
Yes, a smart move would be all dairy, but I want to diversify, and I love working with sheep and cattle.
Yeah.
And I mean, as a shearer, I think it'd be quite wrong is just to have cows.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's getting out of sheep, and I want to be one of those guys one day when I'm really old and say, no, I've still got sheep. Not because of the money, but because I love it.
Also, sometimes when everyone's getting out of a thing, it's a good time to get into it.
Definitely.
There's that argument. And also, what happens in New Zealand, not to go on a mad tangent or try to wrap up, but what happens in New Zealand if China pull the pin?
We would be in a very bad way. We only consume 5% of our dairy that we produce in New Zealand.
Yeah.
95% is export to China.
Yeah.
So we need a great relationship with them.
Yeah, and you hear this story about their cloning cattle genetics and all that, and
yeah, we actually...
You've stopped sending them the genetics?
Yeah, New Zealand has sold a lot of good high genetic dairy cattle or dairy calves to the Chinese for many, many years. That got stopped when the Labor government come in.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I think there's that many people there that they're going to need our food for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, that's for a long time certainly, but it does seem their population's having a dramatic slowdown right enough. But hey, there's going to be demand for dairy, and especially in powdered form because it's so versatile. So I wouldn't worry with that. Just do the sheep and beef for the fun of it. Is there anything else you'd like to cover before we wrap it up? Jack, you quite happy? If you feel like I've not represented you well or missed anything important out?
No, I think we've had a good wrap, Cammy, and I think even and the next time we could talk more about mindset and getting the next generation going on the shears.
Yep.
And how to deal with bad people and bad situations and how to make the best of those situations and then what kind of human it'll turn you into, because I think there's a lot of things mentally I've only started to work out in the last 2 years that I think would be of real benefit to the next generation coming through.
Do you think, I suppose one thing as well, just to cover, do you think we're seeing a real lack of young shearers coming through? We're struggling? Not in Wales, that's for sure.
Not in Wales. Wales has the most depth coming through by far now. I mean, you can't get a stand in Wales.
No.
There's so many young people, there's young Welsh men and women wanting to shear now.
Yeah.
Whereas in New Zealand, I think people are working out that it is a bloody hard job, and there's certainly much easier ways to make money, but how many jobs can you learn a skill 6 months later, go travelling the world and have the time of your life?
Oh. It's one of my big things. Like, if I could go back, I started when I was 23 and did it just little bits in between days off in the police for the first couple of years, so I wasn't doing much at all and taking holidays to do it. But see if I could go back to be 17.
Yes.
And like just get shoved on a shearing course, and you know, my life's went an alright route, we're doing alright, it's great, but you just always wonder if you'd done, you know, I'd hear, like, you know, Big Archie Patterson and Richie Robinson, all these boys, they'd be sharing all these stories about travelling around the world shearing, and I'd be like, man, that sounds like a laugh.
Honestly, we could sit here for another few hours and we could just talk yarns about shearing and travelling the world and things that go on and the fun yarns and even the real bad yarns too and the things you learn from them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a hell of a job, and you can get a lot of job satisfaction out of it.
Oh, it's the best. Like,
Yeah.
I do, and it's the people. It's the people. Yes, you'll get bad ones and bad stories, and the
Yes.
boys told good stories about going to digs where there's a bunch of bullies basically there, and they'd steal your clothes and steal stuff and whatever, and they had to leave. And you know, there'll be some negative stories too, but they make you into a man as well.
Yes.
Like, they shape your whole life and your personality and how to deal with difficult situations.
Absolutely.
A lot of our kids these days, I could sit and go on tangents all night, mate, and talk about these things too, but a lot of our kids these days never face hard time, you know, face a struggle or a difficult situation. They're so protected all the time. They never face that kind of difficult scenarios. And that's where, getting thrown at 17-year-old to go shearing somewhere with a bunch of strangers potentially, it makes a man of you.
Yeah, it definitely does.
That and all the suffering and all the pain.
Well, no hard man's ever had an easy life.
There we go. I like it. Good man. So on that note, Jack, thank you very much for joining us.
No
we'll
worries.
have a yarn again sometime.
Yeah.
We'll get you in the studio when you're in Scotland.
Sounds like a plan.
And you can look around my farm and see where I can be more efficient. Good
Beauty.
man.
Cheers, Cammy.
Cheers, mate. And that's it for this week, folks. Hope you enjoyed that podcast with Jack. We could have sat for much, much longer if it wasn't the fact we're constantly blocking people's way. And I had to rush to do a chat with Gareth Wynne Jones that night for a bit of crack. The boy that Gareth is. Anyone down at Royal Welsh knows Gareth's the main man down there. And if he asks you to do something, you just say yes. So that's us for this one. We will be back next week with Iona and a new guest for you. Thanks as always for following the podcast. If you enjoy it, please do leave us a little review. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, I don't know how that helps us in any way, but I heard someone else in a podcast say it, so I thought I would say it. Anyway, that's us for this one, guys. I've been Cammy, she's not been Iona, and we're all fed by farmers.